Hey, good morning. So excited to share with you guys this morning something very interesting. I'm calling this the pre show because I want to give us a little insight about what's getting ready to happen tonight and some of the things that we have heard from the fellas, some of the things that we've heard from the men as it relates to us as women. And I thought this was very interesting, an interesting poll that I put out. And so I'm going to share that. But let me officially, before I get started, and because I know it's early in the morning and that everybody may not be able to watch this live, and so it's going to be here for you guys to watch later. You can definitely share if you are watching the replay. Hey, so glad you decided to join me. I'm so excited about today. Today is kicking off my amazing virtual event, the Love Experience. This event used to be an in person event. Obviously, we are not able to do that this year, but what I decided to do was to bring together some amazing people that I know personally to speak into us in different areas of love. And when we think about love, the first thing we always think is, well, this must be for married people. No, it's for us. In this sense, as it relates to the love experience, love is an acronym that I came up with a few years ago when it used to be just a women's empowerment event. Love stood for learning ourselves, every really learning and loving ourselves and learning our values every single day. And this year, as it has taken an evolution, as the event has evolved, as I have evolved, it now is for the lessons, the opportunities, the vulnerabilities, and the expectations in relationships. And so, good morning, everybody. I see you guys in the comments. Thank you guys for waking up with me. And you're definitely free to share this because I think this is going to be real interesting. I'm going to give you some of the things that the fellows have said about women in general, not really in a negative way, but just to give us some perspective and to give us a preview of what they're live going to be saying tonight and sharing with us tonight. I'm so excited. And so LOVE, the lessons in relationships, whether it's relationships with our parents, our siblings, our significant others, the people that we work with, ourselves, the opportunities that relationships provide for us, opportunity to grow, opportunity to heal, opportunity to share, opportunity to progress. And so there are opportunities in relationships that sometimes, if we don't position ourselves properly, we may miss. The V is for vulnerabilities. A lot of the times we like to appear strong. We like to appear like we got it. I'm good. Sometimes we have these walls to protect us, but it also keeps people out. And so the vulnerabilities that comes with relationships, the part of us that we've got to allow to be seen, right? So vulnerability, I see into you. You allow me to get a different perspective of you. You allow me to have a different level of intimacy with your pain, with your purpose, with who you are, with where you are. And then expectations, whether they're realistic or not, it comes up in love, what people may or may not expect from you. And so I'm so excited tonight to be kicking off the love experience night one. And so night one is going to be entitled Barbershop Talk. We had a run through last night and it's hilarious. These men are coming, they're all kingdom men. Most of them, if not all, are pastors and have dealt with different levels of relationships, whether they're single or married or divorced, whether they have counseled men and women. They have an amazing understanding of relationships, and they're really going to dig deep tonight and share with us as women, even men, couples, just about relationships in general, about understanding and decoding the language between what men say and what women hear. I think that's going to be powerful, whether you married, single, dating, or looking. Understanding whether you have boys, sons, understanding the relationships between what men are saying and what women are hearing. Hey, Dot. And so the replays will be available if you purchase your spot. It's only $25. The replays will be available. So even if you miss something, even if you're late, you're going to be able to see everything. So it's 2 days and it's 3 sessions. Tonight kicks off at 6 p.m. that we're opening for our vendors and networking. You can come and talk to people, meet new people. Some of y'all, I said that God's doing something new in the realm of relationships, and you're saying, but we stuck in the house. We can't really meet people. Guess what? We're going to have a whole hour open, and you'll be able to, we have a lounge area, a virtual lounge. You'll actually be able to go sit at the table with people and talk and meet new people. Isn't that amazing? And so that's going to be for an hour, and they're going to be vendors, virtual vendors, and you'll be able to go sit at their tables and hear about them. And so secondly, we'll get into this. So the first night it'll kick off tonight at 6, and then at 7 o'clock, we will bring on the men, and I will be co-hosting this with Todd Jackson, who is an amazing kingdom influencer. And we're going to let the men speak and talk to us about where men really form their ideas of relationships. They're going to really talk to us about what changed, what makes men change the perspective. And they're really going to tell us, what do we think what do they think we're missing? What is it that's not connecting? What is it that's not translating over? What don't we get? Where are we missing it at? And then we're going to have the opportunity to ask them questions live in our part 2. So y'all don't want to miss it tonight. Tomorrow morning, we're kicking it off. I called together a group of friends that are all therapists or counselors or psychologists who are going to come in and who are really going to talk to us about what self-love really means and how do we self-sabotage, because a lot of us sometimes are guilty of that in different arenas. Sometimes we self-sabotage because we're self-sacrificing. Sometimes we self-sabotage because we are procrastinators. Sometimes we self-sabotage because we are perfectionists. Sometimes we self-sabotage because we're hurt and wounded. And sometimes we attract the wrong type of people to us because of some internal stuff. And so it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. We'll be able to do live Q&A as well. And then tomorrow night, we're calling in the Kingdom Marriages, and they're going to be able to help us, whether you're married, whether you're thinking about being married. They're going to really be able to give us some insight and wisdom about marriages, what has worked, what did not work. My husband is going to be co-hosting that with me. We're going to be sharing some real marriage stories and telling the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So if you have not grabbed your ticket, you can still go to goregisternow.com and slap your ticket in. Don't miss this. We're trying to lock this down. And I know sometimes, I don't know why we do this. We wait till the last minute and like, oh, it was today. Grab your ticket. It doesn't kick off until 6 tonight. So get your ticket. And if you know somebody that is like, look, get this, get in. You don't want to miss this. Get them in this place so that they can register. So here's why I really brought you guys. This is the pre-show. I want to give you some of the things. I took a poll and I asked some men to tell me if they could say something to the women, and if they've tried to say it and women are like defensive, like, you can't say that to me. I was like, tell it to me and let me tell it. Let me put it out there. Even if it makes me say, ouch, what are y'all saying? What do y'all want us to know? What is it that we're missing? What have we gotten right? And what have we gotten wrong? I just wanted to poll the men. And so, ladies, the fellas have spoken. And I want to tell you a couple of things that they have said. And we can feel about it how we want to feel about it. And if you want to add your perspective in, join us tonight where we will be having a live Q&A, and you can put your comments in the comment section, and we're going to read your comments out loud. So you don't want to miss this thing. You don't want your girlfriends to miss it. You don't want your fellas to miss it. You don't want your people to miss this. Get in tonight. So I've asked these men to input into something that they really wanted us to know and understand. And I was very pleased with the response. I sometimes think as women, sometimes maybe we're so busy reacting to the men, we're really never able to respond to them. We really don't give them an opportunity to express themselves. And sometimes, if we're honest, we really don't do a great job at asking for their opinions, especially unless it's about us. Well, what do you think I did? Just really just asking in general, in a safe place where we don't look like we're ready to fight, and whether we're not doing it because we want to debate. And so I wanted to create a safe place for men to give me some feedback about us as women. And here are a couple of the things that they said. They said that even though we think this is a cliche, confidence is very attractive. Our insecurities, when they show up, are a turnoff. I know sometimes we've went through things, and we kind of like to play small. Sometimes as women, we've been told, act like you don't know stuff, so the men can feel. I don't know where they got that stuff from, but men actually said, if you want to tell us to tell the truth, that's unattractive. Seeing you guys play small, seeing you play dumb, so to speak, seeing you pretend as though, or even show, as though, I don't know who I am, because I just need a hero, somebody to. No, they ain't hearing that. See, my friend Bishop AJ, he gonna be on tonight. So thank you, sir. I got somebody in the house. I'm trying to warm us up, women. This is the pregame show tonight. That not cute. One of the things that they said is that some men want you guys to know that they're celibate, not because they're trying to prove a point, but because they're just due to the stress of being accused of cheating. Just they sick of it. Like they just, I don't want it. And then you just like, oh, well, what's going on? I always get accused of something that I didn't even do. So yeah, it had nothing to do with you, nothing to do with how, but I just, that whole thing about being accused and nothing, yeah, they don't want it. Men wanted us to know that they aren't as detail minded as women, and it doesn't mean that they don't care, or that what we, and I'm reading it because I wrote down their responses. They said that it doesn't mean that they don't care or it's not important, but they see the issue for what it is when we get caught up in the details of the issue. It's how you choose to, and so they're saying it's semantics. Man, listen, thank you, Doc. Register, y'all, lady friends. Everybody need to get registered, especially to kick off tonight. So they're saying that they're not detail oriented as we are. They're thinking about the issue. They're looking at what the issue is about. We're looking at all the little pieces that have, well, first you said this, but then you didn't do this. And then I was, and they're like, hey. And so when they get caught up on details, well, I don't remember saying that. I just remember, see, you must be lying. Y'all, they was just trying to tell us, no, it's just that those are semantics, and we're focused on the bigger picture and not the little tidbit things. And while we making, yeah, this notebook mighty full. It is, because the men had some stuff to say, because I asked them and they were like, you asking our opinion? And I was like, they putting it out there. See, that's why I need the women. I need to tell y'all what they thinking, because if you have a response to it, show up tonight so we can deal with it. So here's what they said. It's rarely what you say, ladies, that's the issues. It's how you choose to say it. They said that we hear you better when you're not snarling. Now that made me holler. When we're not snarling, we snarl. They said they hear us better when there is not accusation in the tone. They hear us better when we don't sound condemning. See, y'all signing up now. I need, ladies, I need y'all in here. The men, it's gonna be a whole platform full of men. I need y'all here. Delivery and tone. The men say that although we still want to be the chaser and initiator sometimes, can y'all please do us a favor and give us a signal to either go red, go green, proceed with caution yellow, or stop red. Just don't if we thinking about approaching, heck, and if we don't approach, y'all have permission to put a finger up and say, hey, let me just talk to you for a second. That's not a turn off. I hope I'm trying to help. Listen, I'm just trying to tell y'all some of the things that the fellas turned in and told me, that it's okay. Give them a sign. Man just won't say nothing. Well, if we sitting there looking like we don't want to be fooled with, if we sitting up here looking like we don't care, then what these poor men supposed to do? And again, it's on here somewhere. They also said that we feel like they're psychic and that they're mind readers, and they can just tell from our attitude and our tone exactly what we're mad about, that we trace it back to, I just told you, they said they're not that detail oriented. So when we get quiet, even married women get quiet about something, and then we understand, and then we think that they're gonna know, why I'm quiet, and they're looking like, what? I have no idea what you don't remember? Can you just tell me? Now I'll wait till you remember. We're gonna be waiting a long time. These men said we are not psychic and we are not mind readers. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, I laughed. I didn't get offended, because I can see me. I can tell the truth about seeing me, whether it was pre-marriage or post-marriage. I can see it. I got tickled about some of this stuff. Now I do have perspective. about it, which is why I'm so excited that me and Ty Jackson are facilitating this discussion, because we're going to be reading y'all comments and we're going to be giving them our feedback so they can also understand us better. This really isn't one-sided, y'all. I really just wanted to even the score. So let me tell you something else they said. They said, if you don't know how to do certain things for me, ask my mama, not yours. Listen, these guys said, if you don't know how to do it, if you don't know how to cook it, if you don't know how to whatever, ask my mama. Don't ask your mama. Cause my mama probably can tell you, y'all, that took me out. But guys, I need y'all to remember something. Be careful though that you don't discredit our attempt, and be willing to compromise, because sometimes we gotta feel our own way around it. But y'all, this stuff has been taking me out. This is funny because this was one of the things that one of the men who operates in psychology was saying, and we've heard this before. Men marry women because she's the one and hope she doesn't change. Women marry men hoping that he can be tweaked and changed. Yeah. This is the I hope y'all registering y'all girlfriends and telling everybody to get on, man. So men said they like habit. They like stability. They like consistency. So then we got two issues here, right? So it's so important that we as women present ourselves authentically, so that when they say she's the one, they're not saying it based off of what we're pretending to be, not really who we are. I made a point when I married my now husband. I was married years before, and I remember when I was getting ready to get married again. I've been with my now husband since 2009. I remember saying, no, I don't have any time to be trying to remix nothing. So let me just go ahead and put some stuff out there, and let me just be authentic. I ain't got time to hide. And then, because one of the things that men said is that whatever you did to get us, we really expect you to keep doing it. But then I had to say, but guys, I need y'all to understand that external factors affect internal tendencies. And so if some stuff change about how you respond to it, if you're taking it for granted, if you act entitled, we gonna shift. Like, that's just how it's gonna happen, right? And so, but one of the things that happens is, so we have to be very careful that we are authentic. See, that's why I need y'all on tonight. We need to bring this other stuff out. Don't y'all start talking about these me and mama. And so it's important. If you don't like to cook and clean, well, listen, put that out up front. Just, let them know, I'm a trophy wife. I'm good when it comes to business, but I ain't good with no broom. Like, just go ahead and say that up front. Listen, we're gonna have a good time tonight. And so you don't want to be bound to a facade that you created, but that you can't maintain. Can I just say that? You don't want to be bound to a facade that you created, but you can't maintain. We need to put that out there, right? But men, here it is. Women change. We're supposed to evolve. I don't want to be the same person that I was 5 or 10 years ago. I don't want to be the same person I was 2 years ago, 3 and 4 years ago specifically. And so it's a natural progression. And so we should, as men, you have to encourage us to evolve, because as we mature and as we grow and as we really come into our own, we find that confidence. And as we are more confident in ourselves, that marriage, that relationship gets more, it's going to be more fulfilling, because now we've brought another level of authenticity to it. And so it's very important, because if we're not, that's a clear sign that somewhere there is a stagnation or complacency. It's not contentment. It isn't. It's rarely contentment. And so that's one of the things. So here's something else the men said. I'm giving. This is the pregame show. Make sure that tonight you guys are registered, because these men, and I'm gonna put some of these out there tonight. I'm gonna say, well, let me tell y'all what they saying, and I'm gonna let the men respond. It's gonna be. Listen, it's gonna be so good. I'm so excited. One of the things that men said was, women, when you allow us to mistreat you, our level of respect for you diminishes, no matter what we say. Ouch. I'm talking about, ladies, the fellas have spoken. I hope y'all sharing this. This is the pregame show. Share this, and then make sure you register for tonight and tomorrow night. So men said this: when you allow us to mistreat you, our level of respect for you diminishes, no matter what we say. So it's not too late to register. You guys can register all the way up until, I think, 5 o'clock. So go ahead and get your tickets, $25. So the men said that when you allow us, and so this is what's real important. Women, that takes the victim part out of it. because they said you allow us. So that means when you are allowing us to, they say, talk to you any kind of way, treat you any kind of way, continually do stuff, and you don't check us, or you don't get rid of us, or you don't give us an ultimatum, like we scared to do that kind of stuff. But they're saying, I'm trying to let you know, when you allow us to mistreat you, because we might try it, but if you allow us to do it, then our level of respect for you is going to change. It doesn't matter what we say to you. It diminishes, and we can still tell you, no, I love you, no, I got you, no, we good. The respect level has shifted. The next thing that the men said was that we can respond to you out of obligation with the absence of love. Ooh, ouch. They said we can respond to you out of obligation and ain't no love attached to it, which means that sometimes we're taking action or consistency. Well, he showed up, so that must mean what he did. He paid the bill. They're just saying, hey, and these are actually some men that were actually trying to help some women in detrimental relationships. They were saying, hey, I'm trying to be a big brother to you. And you're going to see, when I say I'm so excited, all of those type of men will be represented tonight. Men that's the big brothers, men that's the fathers, just these men that will give us some real truth that we all really need to hear, and that will hear our truth and respond accordingly. But they said that men can respond. They have the capacity to respond out of obligation, and there's not any love there as well. And so that's why tomorrow morning, for everybody, we are doing this self-love and sabotage segment. And that's for everybody. Men and women deal with self-sabotage. This is not a women's event. I need y'all to understand, this is not a women's event. This is our event, the people, for everybody, all ages, all races, all gender. This is all relational statuses. We need to get there. And so we got to deal with this tonight. Listen, I'm just trying to get y'all stirred up so we can have this conversation. One of the things that the men said is, and again, women, the first thing you don't have to say is us too. I ain't poll y'all. I polled them. So it's okay for them to have this little moment to say what they got to say. They said, stop taking the things we do, even if it's our responsibility, for granted. We still like to be acknowledged and appreciated. That's what they said. So they said that just they want to be appreciated. Listen, so do we. I get it. So do we. But I asked the men, and this is what they said, and we need to be able to hear that. And if we have a comment back, now y'all already know me because I want all the smoke. So tonight, when I bring that up, I'm going to say, well, just to see what they're gonna say back. But they need to be heard. You're right, and we need a place where we're not gonna be defensive, and we're not gonna be where there is, where we're getting the attitude. It's gonna be fun. Yes, the replays will be available. If you can't make it, at the end of it, you will get the link to when you register one time, you get all three. You're eligible for all three of the sessions, tonight, tomorrow morning, and tomorrow night. The next thing that they said is, when you use sex as a weapon, you teach us to do one of two things: build a resistance against you, or be vulnerable to outside influences. Okay, we're gonna deal with it tonight. Next, the men said, if a man is in his season of being broken, it doesn't mean that he's weak. We don't share our pain with our women because women can't deal with our manly issues. When we do talk and express it, we get labeled by our very own partners, and we feel rejected. And when we do, we shut down. The men are speaking, and it's our obligation to hear them. They said, when you're always second guessing us, challenging us, rejecting us, our solutions, undermining our efforts, it says that you don't respect us. Sometimes, because I've been guilty, sometimes we think that we are helping. We really do. Well, did you think about it? Because that's what we're supposed to do. But they just said always. And remember earlier, they said it's not really what you say, it's how you say it. It's the tone. It's the timing, it's the technique. I teach that when I do my speaking classes, that we do it. How are we doing it? Are we saying it like they're children? Like, did you remember to turn off the, yeah, did you remember the, I already know you forget. Well, were you even thinking about it's, they said it's the approach to the situation. So that's something they said. The next thing they said was another man's past is not a fitting future for the new man. Please refrain from judging, comparing, and condemning the new man who had nothing to do with that past hurt. Sis, forgive, heal, and hit reset. Y'all, these aren't my words. I don't even talk like that. The men were speaking. Um, and I was just honored that they felt safe enough to share. And so I think sometimes we get so caught up in what is right, what is true, what is accurate, that's what we're doing. So yeah. So yeah, we want to make sure that we get there. At times, they said, men are in more mental pain than physical pain. We fear the fact of failure because more than our own true reflection in the mirror, because it's more than our own true reflection in the mirror, both spiritually and natural. So they're saying that we actually do fear failure even more than our own reflection, because that fear of failure affects us spiritually, it affects us naturally. And sometimes we don't think that it affects them at a certain level. And they're saying, yeah, it does. They say, women, you can build or break a relationship with your mouth. When a woman knows how to talk to her man, whether he's down or out, it can motivate him to keep operating at his highest level. Some ladies think it's okay to say whatever's on her mind and then label the man as weak if he asks her to refrain from saying things that can damage the relationship. But he's asking for a reason. Please listen. Wow. Um, wow. I always said sometimes, when I used to teach speaking, or when I do teach speaking classes for speakers, I had to say that listening is a skill that has to be taught. Listening is a skill that has to be cultivated. Usually, when we are in conversation with people, we listen to respond, we listen to defend. And I always talk about us as women sometimes, we put a pin in that one thing that rubs us the wrong way, and we've not heard nothing else in the conversation. And when it's our turn to speak, we just go back to whatever we put that pin in. Let me address this because I heard you say that and I couldn't hear nothing else. And sometimes it's true. Um, and so, really working in a place where we can hear, like really hear. I used to be a very defensive person in relationships, but not because I thought I had all the answers, just because I was at that time dealing with the unhealthy codependency of people pleasing. And so I didn't want to feel as though I failed. And so I had to get to the place where I could hear and not be so connected to the response. I had to be able to hear and not be sold on how is this conversation going to end, who's going to get the last word. And so I've just been in a place where I had to grow to a place where I honed my listening skills. My response skills were on 100. My listening skills needed a little bit of work and a little bit of tweaking. I can admit that. Sometimes, these are the men talking to us. Sometimes you allow your lives to make no room for us, your schedules, your work, kids, interest. Then you try and fit us in. We don't respond well to not being a priority, but you expect to be treated as much. Ouch. Ooh, I've been guilty. Listen, we're gonna talk about that, especially on the married night when I bring my husband up. I'm gonna talk about it because I remember, we were both married before, and I had kids. We have kids, but I had kids that I brought into the marriage, and I can remember early on in the marriage, me and the kids would go through and get something to eat because he'd be at work. He was working late, and so when he would come home, he'd be like, "What we eat?" And I'm like, "It's 9 o'clock. We already ate." We went by and got us something to eat, and he was like, "What am I gonna eat?" And my first response used to be, "Didn't you pass by all the restaurants on your way home? You didn't pick you up something? Like in my head, it did not click. And it took a while. And I was defensive, like really had an attitude, y'all. And before y'all start, you don't need to, this was a while ago. I'm being transparent so that everybody don't have to be so defensive. And I don't try to act like I'm perfect. I had to deal with that. And I had to say, whoa, you wasn't a priority. I was just thinking about, well, we here, I see y'all, and so I had to pull back and say, hey, let me cook for the house. We're going to put his food to the side. And it's just, and if y'all need to eat earlier, we'll grab something. But I still need to make sure if I grab something for us, even if he comes home late, I still need to have his, it made him feel away. And so just had to be honest. This is what the men said. Atmosphere is everything. If a man knows that he won't be believed or received, he will never disclose his feelings. If he feels like it will be used against him at a later date like a weapon, he will never disclose. He has to feel safe. I didn't say it. This is what they're saying. Again, I'm grateful that they felt like I was a safe place to share these convictions. And so I want to put this out there because we're going to be dealing with this tonight, and even on the marriage part, I think, but also the way that we respond to people in relationships, and not just men, but people in general. And again, we can say this goes for us too. I just wanted to you guys to hear this from them. This is men telling us this. The men said, I want y'all ladies to understand that some men are narcissists. Learn how to identify them so you can avoid them or leave them. If they have no empathy towards you or your situation or your struggles and never care about those things, if they're incapable of feeling what you feel or seeing things from your perspective, if outside of themselves no problems exist, that's some flags. And they said they want us to be aware of these things. They wanted to say, men said this. Ooh, and I thought this was like a what? Now these I'm on my last two. These are the last two I'm sharing, and then I'm popping off. I just wanted y'all to know what's happening tonight, to give you the pre-game show, to make sure that you guys are sharing with your friends, to make sure about that. They said, this is the men are talking. There is no such a thing as you being too easy from the beginning. You set a stage for us never having. I'm sorry, let me stop. There is a such thing as you being too easy from the beginning. You set a stage for us never having to devote much effort into you. Make us earn your time and attention, and we will make the effort to keep it. Woo, listen, I'm just going to say this again. The men submitted it. I just wrote them down. Again, the men said, there is a such thing as you being too easy from the beginning. You set a stage for us never having to devote much effort into you. Make us earn your time and attention, and we will make the effort to keep it. All right. Last but not least, the men said, we have just as many problems and worries, if not more, as you. We're just not as vocal. Please be considerate of that. I think that was powerful. We have just as many issues. We're just not as vocal. So putting it in our mind to say they're not, just because they're not saying it doesn't mean they're not experiencing it, right? Just because they're not saying it doesn't mean they're not experiencing it. So I'm going to be asking questions like, well, why are men sometimes seeming like they're imitated by women who can provide for themselves, who are intellectual, who have a good work ethic? Let's talk about that. What happens when what is that? What happens when women approach you and then now you acting like you've been aggressive? We putting all of it out there tonight. I told y'all I want the smoke. And so I'm super, 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 super excited about the love experience. All 3 days are going to be amazing. Every part of this event, this virtual event, is going to benefit us, women and men. It's going to benefit us. I want y'all to understand. We're going to learn something. This is not just about women and their relationship with men and their relationship with women. This is also about women and our relationship with other women. Why do we feel insecure sometimes? Why do we feel competitive? It's also going to be about men building relationships with one another, forging brotherhood. It's going to be about women, how we respond to things as a whole. We're really going to delve into it. And like I said, I'm not trying to be the expert. I brought in a team of experts, a team of thought leaders, a team of kingdom people with kingdom principles who are going to lead us into not just what they know, not just what they've been through, but what they have studied. This is a part of their makeup. This is their profession. This is what they do. And so I'm so honored to partner with these amazing people. Don't y'all let me down. Y'all show up in numbers tonight, and throughout this weekend for this event. This was my love gift to you guys, because I love y'all so much. And as the empowerment specialist, it is my desire to see us win, to see us prosper, to see us grow, to see us evolve, to see us connect at deeper levels. And so that's why I put this on. And I knew that it was very risky for me to do it at only $25, because I would have to get a whole bunch of people in there to offset the price of an event like this with so many speakers. But I really wanted to really invest into you guys and really put on something that was attainable, and put you in front of people and give you an opportunity to do live Q&A that you may or may not be able to have an audience with. And so I'm just so grateful for this event. I'm grateful for what it's going to do for us, not just now, but for our next. And so I will see you guys tonight. Thank you guys that have registered. Y'all make my heart smile. I'm going to see you guys tonight. If you know of some people who said they really want to come and they can afford to, we're going to put up a post later where we may have some sponsorships available. Now, if you can afford $25, please don't take a sponsorship for somebody who may not have the means to do it. But if you know of a person who has said to you that they would really like to come, or they really need to come to the event, and maybe you are not able to pay for them to do it, but you would like to nominate them for sponsorship, we're going to give out some sponsorships today and bless some men and women that y'all so sweet. How do you sponsor somebody? Look, y'all make my heart sing. On this, as you can see on the screen, that's my Cash App and my PayPal. If you would like to sponsor somebody, and thank you, you've already sponsored somebody. I'm so grateful, Angela. It's only $25 for the whole event, all three sessions for over 2 days. It's only $25. But if you would like to sponsor somebody, you can definitely do it. The link already went out last night, but there's another link, of course, that's going to come out probably about 5 o'clock today to remind you guys and give you the link again. So make sure that you check your promotion folder just to make sure that you're getting it. If not, you can definitely send an email to info@purposepositioning.com and let us get with you. But I appreciate y'all so much for coming, for bringing people. Thank you. I see y'all that are tagging people, and I said it. And when I say your ticket, when you register, that is your ticket. We have your names, and you are, and you get the link. And when you see that you've gotten the email, that means that's your ticket. You've been in. You already see the link in your email. Great. I'm glad you guys got it. And so again, it opens the doors. The virtual doors open at 6 to give you guys an opportunity to meet and greet. Come meet people. Try yourself. Put yourself out there and be like, if you've been talking about, I don't know anybody. We opening the doors at 6 o'clock. Come at 6. We have a virtual lounge where you literally can go sit down with people and talk to them. And then we have vendors who have some amazing products they're putting out there. So again, check if you got your link. Great. If you did not see your link, just email us and ask for it. But they're going to send them again, so nobody panic. They're going out again today at 5 o'clock just to make sure, because we have new people that are registering as well. So you're definitely going to get your link, and it's going to be amazing. So thank you guys. I appreciate y'all so much. Those of you guys that are sponsoring people, I'm putting up a big post later today when you got your link. Awesome. I'm putting up a post later today when I get a moment to just tell everybody that needs sponsorships that we do have some spots available, some sponsored spots, because I really want as many people that are able to come and really just can't afford to come to be here, because it is for everyone. And I want everybody to be blessed by it. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I will see y'all in a little bit. All right, y'all. Peace.